There are a few pieces of evidence that the final scene in Bowling Alley is an alcohol and rage-induced fantasy of Daniel Plainview has while passed out in the gutter of his bowling alley. Daniel has to have someone or something to oppose and dominate. This is referenced in the "I have a drive in me" speech from earlier in the film. He is driven by his competitiveness and his will to dominate, first by the land itself and looking for oil, then by Eli, and then when there is nothing else to oppose him, his son H.W. He has to have an enemy to conquer, or else he doesn't know what to do with himself, as evidenced by his destitute mental state without an opposing force, as seen in its state of drunkenness or setting up an in-home firing range. This leads to Daniel's obsession with Eli. Earlier in the film, there is a scene where Eli is boarding a train to leave Little Boston. Just before he boards, Eli and Daniel make eye contact as Eli smiles and steps up onto the train. We then see Daniel again, but instead of looking satisfied that Eli is leaving, he looks sad or disappointed. I believe this is because Daniel used Eli, either consciously or unconsciously, as a driving and motivating force. With Eli gone, there is no chance for Daniel to conquer him, and he is eaten up that Eli got the last laugh after making him come before his church and slapping him around. I think this eats at Daniel and that he thinks about revenge throughout his life up to the time where the final scene takes place. In the specific ending scene that I am referencing, there are subtle hints that made me think it was a dream. The first is that Eli looks exactly as he does when they see each other for the last time. This is because Daniel has no idea what Eli would look, being 16 years older than the last time they saw each other, so when he fantasizes his revenge we see Eli as the same age. The rest of the scene goes exactly as it would in a Daniel Plainview fantasy. Eli is weak and cowardly, he comes crawling to Daniel begging for money, he exposes Eli as a fraud and makes him cry. Daniel lands every punch he throws. Eli even tells Daniel that William Bandy, someone who stood in his way, is now dead, something that would please Daniel. Eli can't escape through either door at the end of the bowling alley and falls over himself almost cartoonishly trying to escape. Another sign is the butler's lack of reaction. When the butler walks into the room, he has no reaction to seeing a recently murdered Eli, and we find Daniel sitting up in the same spot he was passed out in. I believe this is when Daniel is actually woken up and he envisions the dead Eli next to him.